How's it going, Scrub Gamers? Welcome back to another episode of Cube Drafting 101 on Scrub Games with me, Jamie. And this time we're gonna carry on going through the archetypes. So in the last video, I covered the different archetypes, and this one I'm gonna go over the first one, the one that should be really in every cube, and that's the skillless archetype. So skillless, you might be thinking, if you've never played in a cube draft or a game, what is skillless? So these are the kind of skillless cards. In Dragon Ball Super, they come in three different ways. You either have 1-drop 10Ks, 2-drop 20Ks, or 3-drop 30Ks. Now they have no skills, as the term skillless kind of implies, and they are just beat sticks of decent power equal to a level. So normally, they're stronger than the average card of that cost, but they have no skills or anything. But there's quite a few ways to use it in competitive and in cube draft. And in cube draft, they're like decent extra cards to play that could basically just beat sticks if you to fill up your deck. Or with the skillless support, you can get ways to play with them around a lot of things. So in my cube personally, I've only got the 2-drop 2 cost and the 3 cost. I don't have the 1 cost because I'm not interested. I want it would take a bit of space, and I've got a lot of other things that I want to put in. I put in the Triumph to make it more generic. Because once your leader's awakened, well, I think all leaders when they're awakened in my cube, they're all 15k, so you're investing more. And once your opponent's awakened, the 1-drops aren't really that strong after a while. But you can put in some good support with the 1-drops to make it worth it after a while. We've got quite a few cards that support 1-drops. But for my version, I've only gone for the 2-drop and 3-drop. But the 1-drops are a good option if you want to put it around it. It all depends on how you build your cube. So with the 1-drops, we've got multiple different ones. We got ones of each color. So you got 1-drops in every color. They come in with certain traits, like Krillin is good for Earthlings, and if you play the Goku leader from Clash of Fates, that needs a Krillin that drops, so that can help make you get the draw for things like that. You got Pan, which gives you support for Saiyan and Earthling cards, because he's a Saiyan and Earthling. Master Roshi, he's a Universe 7, so that's with the Universe 7 archetype. And you got Catapesla, which you can, if you want to, run the Catapesla chain in a cube as well. So if you get all the pieces, you can be rewarded for getting all the pieces with Catapesla, and that's a way to get the 4-drop and stop the chain. So all the 1-drops, you got ones different in each color, and in each color you've got support for things. Normally 1-drops are just early game. They're quite strong because they're just 1-cost 10Ks that are just putting in pressure, and you don't really worry about if they rather than not, and they've also got decent power to cost. You got the 2-drops, same thing again. They go into different archetypes. So you got Earthling with Yamcha. You got Super Saiyan Son Goku that can be used for fusion with a Vegeta with the same power. I think there's one of each color in yellow and blue. You got Kaba, which is support for the Alien and Universe 6 traits, and then Frieza, which is a good one for the Frieza's Army archetype. So they do. So what is skillless? They're quite strong. You've got loads in each different colour. There's at least 2 to 3 of each skillless, at least minimum, of each different kind of skillless card that you can play in your cube, that you can put into the cube. And then same with the 3-drops. You've got Frost again, Alien and Universe 6, Vado's Universe 6, Goku as a Saiyan, Green, and Piccolo for Namekian. So these you got ones of every colour, and certain ones can interact with certain cards quite well. It's quite interesting card combinations with each different one. But as you can see, there's enough in each colour that you can either run 3 of each if you wanted in the cube. If you want to put a lot of support, you can even put 2 of each if you're doing a small cube. It all depends on how you build it, but there are good options for the 3, 2, and 1 slots. So there's a lot of skill support. So as you can see from the draft box 6, we got a lot of support for skillless, 1 in each colour, to help with playing skillless. And this is good for competitive, but also for cube it's really strong as well, because it means you got more of a skillless archetype in the cube to make it as a good option, because skillless is like the base. I feel the base of a base archetype for anything, because it's just the easy beatdown strategy that many games have. Like really good thing with Nimbus, a lot with these as well. They don't really, apart from Higher Dragon, they're not really color locked for some of their effects. Like Nimbus Master doesn't it just requires comboing to play one from deck or drop for its main effect involving skillless. Shield, you just need to discard a skillless card to play him for free. You need blue for the auto to play skillless when he does damage by its attack or removes a marker by its attack. But to just free play him as a free 19k, it's quite strong in any deck you can run. Same with Great Saiyaman 2 budding here. If you do play this, if you play this some other effect, you can get his auto to play a 2-cost skillless from your deck or drop. But you need green if you want to bounce back a skillless to play itself from your hand for 1 green. And in Higher Dragon, once you get 2 energy during your opponent's turn, when you combo with it, pay 1 yellow and you get 2 skillless 1 cost. So while they all support 1-drop skillless, Higher Dragon only supports 1-drop skillless. The other ones support at least 2-drop skillless, with Chilled also going at the 3-drop. So they all support skillless quite well, and they're all good to support. Higher Dragon's more, while Goku, Chilled, and Great Saiyaman 2 are good for any cube list, because 2 is like the middle ground that makes most skillless effect. Higher Dragon's more if you incorporate the 1-cost 10k skillless. But they're all good options. As I said, Higher Dragon more fair if you're playing the 1Ks. And the other kind of thing we got support is also a multicolor. So within the cube, not only do you have support for skillless in each color, you also have support for each skillless within their multicolor combinations as well. So each color has a 2-drop multicolor. Well, each color combination has a 2-drop 16k that requires 1 each of the colors it is, and all have the effect of when you play it by discarding a card, you either play a skillless from your drop area that's 2 or less, or you get a different effect that's more in tune with the color combination. So while they can be used outside the skillless, or they can be used with discard support, but they're really good. It's really good support to be able to get. So they only play 2 costs or less from the drop, but at least then for 2 energy you get a 16k and a 20k beat stick, which is pretty good. Or if you don't have any skillless, you've still got very good support. And some of them go tied in quite well as well. Like the Vegeta villain turned protector, you can play that off of the Son Goku Comrades combined. So you can play Comrades, look at top 7, you see this, play it and rest. Then you can use this effect to discard a card to bring out skillless, so you get 3 cards from 1 card. 3 cards on the board from free energy and discarding a card, which is pretty good. And it just help you give some more support when you go into multiple colors. So if you go into a certain color combination, you've got ever skillless support to help you out with that as well. So if we look at the skillless 1-drop support, so specifically there's quite a few good skillless 1-drop support. Like for example, you've got one in the unison of you've got some unison support for 1-drops, like you've got, as you can see on screen, the Son Goku Super Dimensional Awakening allows you to put them back in your deck. You discard a card, draw a card, and then shuffle back up to 4 10k power with no key skills, and you drop it into your deck. So that's a good way to put those skills back in your deck to get them back, along with anything else that's a 10k without any keyword skills in. And you got the -1, which allows you to add 2 red skillless. So if you've got any red skillless cards and you're playing the 1-drop with energy cost of 1, then you can add them back to your hands. You can just -1 to get a +2, which is really good. Then you got things like TN and Wavering Anchor, which allows you to, when you combo with it with an attack, when you combo it with a skillless battle card with 10k power that's attacking, you can choose that card and switch it to active mode, so you can get 2 swings out of that skillless card, which is quite good, and make it 15k on that first one. And there's another one which I haven't put on. It's the the Pan, which when you combo it, you can choose a skillless battle card in battle. Well, choose one of your 1-cost skillless battle cards, give it critical and 5k. So you can go to 20k crit with it, which is quite good as well. Which you got price and pressure, gives some good crit pressure in skillless. And you got things like the Majora and Cyanide, which was a free cost. You can play to 1-drop 2 skillless battle cards, which also 1 from your drop or warp on the field. So along in that season board, you've got an extra 10k combo every swing, every turn, which is quite nice. Or you can just have extra swings, which are quite strong. But that's so with the 1-drop skillless, there's quite a few good things tailored just to 1-drops, which is quite good. And then with 2-drops, we've got quite a few things as well. So with the 2-drops, we've got things like Bergamo, like in Unisons, we've got Bergamo, which can play them straight from the deck by -2. Bergamo normally, once you drop it, if you can protect it enough, every time it's attacked, it gains markers. If you can stop the attack, it gains a marker, and every turn just keep adding markers. You can keep getting higher and higher, so it gets stronger and stronger, making it harder to get rid of. And then you can start spamming out skillless battle cards from your deck with its -2 if it gets late enough and it survives. And the same with Dimension Sport Trunks. That's another card, like an Overwhelm, another card that helps with a skillless, being able to play it straight from the deck and give it critical. So it allows you to give an Overwhelm. As an Overwhelm that allows you to give play it from the deck, which is quite strong. It's a good skillless support. And then, for example, on a leader that supports the skillless is Assassin Hit Returns, which is a good one for when you attack. Once you awaken, the only problem with the leader, well, it's not really a problem. The only thing with the leader is you got to try and awaken because there's no self-awaken, so you've got to include self-awaken in the deck for it, or hope for your opponent awakens you. And then just when he attacks, draws a card, gains 5k, and then plays a skillless battle card from your drop. That's 2 or less. So mainly you're going to want to go for the 2 or less because then you get 2 20k swings and a draw, which is really strong. But yeah, it's got there's support for skillless 2-drops as well in all different kind of cards. These being some of the strongest probably of them, and then same with the 3-drop as well. Like with the 3-drop, we've already assumed chilled, but this is one that you can play for free by dropping a 3-drop, swing at a Unison, do that mirror marker from it, pay 1 blue, and bring it back up to drop the one that you discarded. Then you got Goku, which if you do put, I don't put it in my cube because I feel that it can be too powerful, getting you 30k beat sticks 30k skillless beat sticks are very strong, and if you can get them out cheaper and constantly, like Goku can, then you have an unfair advantage over your opponent. Because just having the fact that you can, for free energy, play a 30k if your opponent can't get rid of it, because it's quite hard to attack over them, then that's the good thing about them, is that you can just, for free energy, play a 30k that is hard to run over, and your opponent has to use removal from an effect to get rid of it, which means they have to play a certain card to get over it, which might not be as strong as the card. But as I said, it's all up to you. How do you build the cube? Build your cube. The Son Goku, the Adventure Brains could be a good slot. And then if you do want to put in a 4-star ball or some 4-star balls, you can use that to make the full advantage of this as well. And then you've got things like a Negating Fist SSB Son Goku, which is just a 2-cost counter attack, puts a bottom on the board. And then for 3 yellow, if you like, so you can make it mono yellow if you've got enough yellow from playing duel. You can then sack off after attacking and play a 3-cost skillless, 3-cost or less skillless Saiyan battle card from your deck straight to the field, which is pretty good. So you can get an attack, play 15k, swing with it, then sack it off, and pay 3 yellow energy to get 30k on board, which is quite strong. So in each card, you've got some quite good support to be able to play the cards and make them full use. And it really is a base archetype that every cube's going to want, because they're just like little beat sticks to just have little filling that help you fill your deck with cards in the colours you've chosen to just have put some pressure on. And if you can draft enough of the archetype, you can make just a 4-1 skillless deck, so it has a bit more synergy. So for drafting more of it, you're rewarded, but having little bits of it is still helpful for your deck for building as well. And what we also have is in the black cards, we have some skillless support. So like say with the Son Goku Jr. and Son Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. Saiyan Silence. That's once again another card that's really good for the 1-drops, because you can if you've got enough of the 1-drops in the field, you can then play this, give them all 5k. Now they threaten an Awakened leader, which is quite strong. So that's another way to make it so after your opponent's awakened, the 1-drops aren't just combo fodder. You can actually put some pressure with them. And there's also a red card as well that can, I think, switch all. I can't remember what it says. I know it switches all the red skillless, red 1-drops to attack mode that are in rest to active mode from rest, and I think it gives them 5k as well. I'm not 100% sure, but because I can't remember the card from and I don't have it to hand. But even then, with the Saiyan Silence, you can get a 15k swing with it. Swing with it for 10, then sack it off where it was -1 to then play 2 skillless battle cards from your deck and swing with those. Or even if you've got enough markers on it after a while, you can use its effect to draw some advantage by shuffling 2 from your drop to your deck, so you've got them back in your deck if you want to. And then even then, you've got things like Bonds of Friendship, Android 8, which is a searcher for skillless, and it has the added benefit if you've got any Goku childhood, so that could be a good combination. But it's more like a searcher for the top 7. And then, as I said before, for just a 4-star ball, which is normally it would be just a generic, just a 5k combo. 5k boost for a battle, but you can support skillless a bit more by giving that 10k instead of 5k. So there's there are more as well than what has been pictured in the video, but I'm just showing off some of the examples in each. So there's quite a few different ones for each archetype, each color. And one thing some skillless cards do is they provide some good card combinations. I've got a few that are interesting. I will show them now. So some of these I think I've already shown in a video before. So like with the Frost chain is really strong, because the Frost before the Storm is very good in the fact that every turn it's left on the board. If you've got red energy, you just draw cards, so you gain an advantage. And when it's eventually removed, you go into Chaos Beam Frost, which then is a 15k beat stick that then every turn -5k sunk on your opponent's board that hasn't got barrier. So either getting rid of cantrips or just making things easy to run over. And then when that's removed, you can go into a skillless full power Frost. So it's a good way. So this chain is a good way to incorporate a 30k and have an alternate way to bring it out. Another one that I really like doing, and one of my favorite things, as I showed in my top 10 video, is fully trained Super Saiyan Son Gohan. It has the option to bring out the skillless Piccolo free drop. So for 4 energy, you can get a 20k double striker and a 30k free drop straight from your deck, which is quite strong. And that's all for 4 energy, and it's a good combination as well. And also one thing it does is help with color combinations. So if you're drafting green-yellow, it's a good way that if you draw one of them, or if you draw the Piccolo and haven't drawn a Gohan, you can then use the Piccolo for a charge, or for a combo for a yellow. So if you're drafting those colors together. Or even then, if you have the fully trained Gohan, you can even tech Piccolo, and even if you're not drafting any yellow, because you can play it from it, and even then, if you do draw it, combo off for 5k, which is quite good. Or discard it from one of the, like a discard effect, like the 1-drops that were my top 1 pick. And as I said already, or I mentioned, is negating Fierce SSB Son Goku. So as So this is a negate that can play itself, and then play from your deck a 30k skillless, which is quite cool. It helps also support mono colors as well. So being 4 yellow means if you go for mono yellow, if you draft a mono yellow deck, just focus on yellow. That's a really good combination, quite helpful as well. Some other things as well, some of the other 2 strong things is Bulma God Temper can search for the 1-drop Whis. So you can play a 1-drop to search for the Whis. So for 1 energy, you get 10k worth of combo, and you thin your deck by 1 as well. And also it helps as well, once again, with a color combination of going with blue-green, for example. And then lastly, for all examples, because there's many more examples of this, these are the 5 I can find and remember off the top of my head. The Chilai 3-4 Soldier, this is a really strong card, because 1, it's a 1-drop cantrip, so you play it, draw a card. Then if you keep it on the field and you draft enough cards with it, you can use its activate main, paying 1 green, well, you can have 1 green because you played it anyway, and 1 of any color, and choose 1 green, Frieza's army, with energy costed 2 or less from your deck and play it and shuffle your deck after. So it means turn 1, you can charge a green, play this, draw a card. Next turn, charge stuffing, tap 2, as long as it's not multicolor, tap 2, play a freezer straight from your deck. So straight away for turn 2, from your deck, without using any card in your hand, you have played a 20k beat stick from your deck. And then if you got the Lima as well, your next turn you can do it again. And they help support very strong. Basically, it's just a very strong play and very good thing to look out for when drafting. I know when I find if I do pick Freezer or Limo and drafting green, I'll look for the G-Live Freezers for Soldier because there's quite a few targets, and those are just good examples of just a cantrip that can then play itself, draw a card, replace itself, and then start playing cards from your deck, which is very strong. Normally, most cards that play cards for free from your deck or hand are always very strong, and that's one strong combination. Also, it makes makes Golden Freezer a good archetype in it as well. If you draft the Golden Freezer leader and start going for either yellow, green, or red, or a combination of the lot. If you see Chi straight away, you can play, for 1 green, you can play Chi, not use the effect to get rid of it, then just tap 2, play Lima for the next swing of it, use the effect, sack it off, and draw a card and tap 1. And if you awaken, then you basically keep doing that, which is quite strong. And also, a good thing is it provides you more. It allows you the deck feeling a lot quicker as well, so that's a good combination. There's a lot more combinations, but these are the first 5 I could find that are quite strong. And one thing I like about the cube is that the different interactions you can make if you draft it is quite creative, and also trait support as well. So it's like, for example, as I was saying, Ginyu, Super Zarbon, and Limo are some Freezer Army skillless cards that help support the Freezer Army archetype, say with the Golden Freezer leader. Like I said before as well, Catapesla, that's another skillless that can also help allow you another way into the Catapesla chain. So if you want to put the Catapesla chain in your cube, you can do that and then have the 1-drop skillless as a way to go into it with some, if you draft it with some skillless support. Another thing is Bardock's crew, and the draft box 6 Bardock stuff. You can have this Bardock if you bring it out easy enough, and then evolve onto it with the Ape. Then you got Majin Buu down here, which supports the Universe 7. There's also the Roshi that I showed before, but I couldn't find it after putting in the last slide when I did it. So you got things like Majin Buu and the Roshi for some Universe 7 supports. If you want to put in the one of the leaders I went in the video, the Golden Freezer from Tournament Power. You've got some skillless support that helps with the Universe 7 archetype, which is quite strong. And then down here, these 5, you have the Universe 6 skillless. So currently, I can't remember if there is a never free drop skillless Universe 6, but I know with the Universe 6, you've got a red and yellow 1-drop and 2-drop skillless. So like with the Khalifas, they give you some Universe 6 support in the skillless archetypes. If you draft skillless plus Universe 6 stuff, you've got these for options if you play the 1-drops, and even then this 1-drop Khalifa has support from the yellow Khalifa stuff. So like with the Awakened Sister, you can combo on top of this skillless one. And same with the with these two, the Batamo and Kaba. You got things like you can play them off Bold Sister. No, you can't play them off Bold Sister. KL, sorry. You can play the Kaba off of the yellow Khalifa. No, not Khalifa. Yeah, Khalifa that is has time in its name. Time has come, or I think it's a 2-drop 15 that basically pay for 1. You play a Kaba from your hand, Kaba KL from your hand with a skills negated for a turn. That's a 2-drop. So you can play this for free off it. It doesn't matter skills to get if he's got no skills. And same with Batama and Batanga, that's Universe 6 support. And even when with the Universe 6 support, you got things like the Tag Team Vegeta from Draft Box 4, which can give it a 6k boost by paying 1 and play yourself with Vegeta as well. And then same with Vados, you got Universe 6 support and a 30k beat stick as well, which is quite good. So some of the skillless stuff does go into different traits, so different archetypes. It can provide good support. Now you got even things like in if I can remember now, you got things like you can go into Slug with the skillless support as well if you want to put Slug as an archetype in your cube. You got lots of Saiyan support, Earthling support. There's also, I can't remember. There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot of different archetypes you can have, like different colors as well. But it all helps with the skill support, and it's a very strong archetype, and has a lot of strong support around it, as well as some very good skillless cards that interact with different archetypes in different combinations. Which, when you build your cube, you can experiment, have a try out. Like I'm just enjoying it. Like when I play my cubes on Sundays, I'm just really enjoying the different combinations I can draft and make happen. Like what I think one week I did draft the hit leader with green and got healing pod as well. So with hit, I was swinging. When I got awakened, I was playing healing pod, swinging, drawing a card, making myself 20k, playing a green skillless from my drop. Then drawing a card off of healing pod, so I was drawing 2 a turn while getting 2 20k swings every turn, which was very strong. And even then, and then having some of the skillless support with it as well. If you're really lucky enough, you can build a very strong deck in draft by hitting the say the hit leader with some green and blue. Yeah, if you hit the hit leader with green and blue. Drafting healing pod, budding hero, the chilled, the Goku. If you can draft that, you can make a very strong deck. But you've got to be lucky enough to seal with it and hope no one else takes it. Because some of the skillless cards like the chilled or budding hero, just if you're drafting that color, some of the skillless cards could go quite well with it. And even then, just beat 6, as I said. You can get some strong things. Even then, with like the same with the frost chain. Like normally, if I'm drafting red, I will look for that chain, the frost chain. Any pieces of it I'll grab, because even if I get the free drop but not the rest, it means that whoever gets the 2 drop can't go on the free drop. I have that knowledge, and also just then on free energy, I can just drop down a 3k beat stick as well, and that's got support by the Universe 6 archetype then as well. And same with the Lemo and Frieza. If I draft the Zarbon Cosmic Elite and Chi-Lai Soldier, I've got multiple targets that I can just play from the deck as long as Chi-Lai survives, which is very strong. But yeah, that's it. But that is the skillless archetype for now. Very strong support. And a lot of good cards. I didn't go over every single card next, it'd take a while, and it's a lot of cards. But I hope I've given decent examples of cards you can put in for the skillless archetype, some support, kind of things you can add. But I feel that if you build any cube, you should have skillless as one of your archetypes, or the first archetype in a cube, because you can build around putting different archetypes around some of the skillless cards, so they can interact. So you can go like different circles. But it is the first thing you should add, really, in my opinion, for a cube when it comes to archetypes and building. But thank you for watching. It's not a long video. I tried to keep it a bit more keep it informative and also keep it down. Next one we're going to be another archetype, because I'm going to cover every single archetype that's covered in the base video, the last video. The base of just going over the basics of archetypes, and I might even go them as I showed them as well, maybe. But keep watching if you want to get more information to help with a cube, because I'm going to try and explain each archetype so it makes sense when building. So that way you're not just chuck things in the builder cube. You're actually getting some information to make an informed decision of what you want to put in, what you don't want to put in, and things like that. But if there's any questions I went over about the skillless archetype, or anything I didn't cover about the skillless archetype, or any questions you have, drop a comment down below and I'll answer as best I can. And if you want to keep updated with my cube draft videos, then subscribe to my channel. This month I'm going to keep putting them out, and it's going to be one of my main focuses of the channel. So if you're interested in cube drafting in Dragon Ball, when you're in luck, I'm trying to make sure there is something out there regarding it, because it's a fun format, and it's a nice way to enjoy the game without, if you don't want to, or to even take a break from competitive if you get a bit bored or get annoyed about a certain deck or archetype that's or certain meta that comes across. Also, lastly, like the video if you found it informative and enjoyed it. That helps me know that it actually is helping and people are liking it and watching it. And lastly, stay tuned for the next video covering another archetype, and I'll see you then. And as it's almost Christmas, have a nice Christmas, everyone watching, and stay safe and have fun, and bye bye.